This President Trump just unveiled plans for a Golden Dome missile defense program. Big deal. Watch this.
I'm pleased to announce that we have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years. I'm also pleased to report that the One Big Beautiful Bill will include $25 billion for the Golden Dome to help construction get underway.
Congressman August Pfluger, Republican from the great state of Texas, joins me now. Congressman, it's going to cost a lot of money. Are you in favor of this?
Well, Stu, it's great to be with you. Thank goodness we have a president who is thinking about the defense of this country, thinking about modernizing our weapon systems, thinking about the threat that we face that has expanded both nuclear-wise from the People's Republic of China and also Russia. So we do need missile defense. It's been long ignored. And I'll also say this, as a fighter pilot, it needs to be a layered approach. We need to study how we do this. I'm worried about the threat that comes from what the Chinese Communist Party has done to put missiles on container ships and to potentially float those into American ports. So it has to be layered. It has to be modern. It has to defeat the threat. This is hard business. I'm glad that the president is taking our defense and the security of our country seriously.
I'm old enough to remember Ronald Reagan when he introduced the Star Wars initiative. He was ridiculed at first, but a lot of the research that went into Star Wars was later used in space warfare and is still in use today. Do you think that this Golden Dome, ridiculed now, will in fact be built and will be successful? And I'm very aware that America is continental size, and protecting an entire continent is a huge deal. Israel's got a successful Golden Dome because it's very small. Can this thing work?
Well, you're right to point out those differences. And let me just remind everyone that it was President Trump who actually formed the Space Force, who said that space is a war-fighting domain. It was President Trump that led in that initiative. So, yeah, it's a huge task. It's very hard to do this, but we have to get moving on a missile defense that does protect us. And I'll also say, as an airman, somebody who flew the F-22, we can't ignore the offensive capabilities. It was President Trump who just said we're going to acquire the F-47 to continue to have an offensive capability as part of our deterrence. President Biden did a terrible job of securing our country, and whether it was missile defense or an offensive capability, he ignored all of those aspects. Thank goodness President Trump is focusing on this again.
Let's talk about the big budget, which is currently under discussion. There's an agreement to raise the SALT cap. Well, some Republicans are not in favor of this. How about you?
Well, I come from Texas. This isn't an issue that we face there. But let's remind everyone we have a very thin majority. Everyone is negotiating here. Everyone is giving a little bit. We're all getting something. I want to see the deficit reduced. And as part of that, we know that there are people who live in states that do advocate for SALT. So President Trump came to our conference yesterday, and he was very clear. We need to move forward. We've been negotiating this. We've been working through this. It is the most conservative bill we've seen. Is it perfect? No. But we need to get this done today, and it's very important that we follow his lead. And he was clear with us. He said it's time to get this passed. It is time to show the markets that we are fiscally responsible, but also that we're going to extend those tax cuts and make good on the promises that he was mandated to do on November 5th.
Got it. Congressman August Pfluger. Thanks for joining us, sir. Always appreciate it.
Thank you
very much. Coming up, the DOJ has opened